Ben Simmons continues to be criticized after sitting the entire season. Um, I'm just listening to the stuff Ben Simmons has been telling like the front office and everything like that. It really seems like he's going through some PTSD, and it's like the your mind's playing tricks on you. So and I really can't scrutinize him because we've never been there. I don't think nobody can say, "Oh, I've been where Ben has been, and he needs to suck it up." It's like the way Philly turned on him after that Atlanta series, and Doc and Embiid turned on him. It's tough. It's tough to blast him because I've never been in that position, so I can't say, "Oh, Ben, you just gotta suck that shit up. You'll be all right." Because we've never been in that situation. So I'm feeling for him. Hopefully, he can get some therapy to help him fight those demons. But what's your take on it? Let's start with you, John.
So to your point, though, he's not the first player to get called out in the media. I know he's young and all. Getting called out by a coach is a little tough, but like coaches do that from time to time. They typically just call out the team sometimes. Sometimes the coach will just be like, "Nah, I was great, and my team was bad." You know what I mean? But I mean, shoot, we had Bruce Arians just call out Brady. I mean, he's known for calling out his players publicly, but there have been multiple coaches, so he's not the first. So should a coach call out a player in the media? I don't see how that's good for the team. But that being said, like this guy has, I think he's getting a lot of criticism for not coming back in game 4, but I don't know enough about it. I'm going to take his word for it that his back was hurt, but I want to know why he's not being criticized for coming back in the first 3 games. Like, why didn't you play the first 3 games? You were fine in them ones. So, like, other than the fact that you just didn't want to for, like, I know he can say mental health all day, and that's fine. And I agree you got to take some time off. But, like, no one out there, none of us get to just take a stinking year off because we're not feeling it. You know what I mean? Like not even don't he look like he's part of the team. I appreciate that he's sitting there, he come to the games, but I mean I think he has to anyways, so I don't even know if he has an option there. But it's just I'm okay with the criticism. Like, I don't now it depends. I guess I'd have to hear each individual criticism to know, like if that's fair or not. But like I think he deserves a good bit of his criticism just because like at some point, man, like you're doing something that no one else in the world gets to do and you're saying,
Well, his
my
teammate
coach said
does.
something mean to me. Like all of us heard some mean stuff in our lives from managers and coaches and whatever. So we didn't get to take the next year off paid. So it's just, I don't know.
Well, he get it from his teammate Kyrie, but that's story for another day. Go ahead. What you got, bro?
Shots. But
Hey, Kyrie, come on the show. We want
I
you.
mean, honestly, I am kind of like a big fan, and like I'm kind of like playing both sides on this, honestly, just because like mental health. I said mental health. Mental health is definitely is a big thing, though. Honestly,
It is.
now granted, like John said, they get paid to do what we would love to do. You know what I'm saying? Play sports. You feel me? But at the end of the day, I mean, they do have to go through a lot of scrutiny, a lot of BS with criticism coming from, not just the media, you know what I'm saying, inside the locker room, blase skip, whatever, you know what I'm saying. But at the end of the day, just going back to what John said, well, why he didn't play games 1 through 3. I honestly feel like Ben wasn't even ready the whole time, though. I feel like the Nets were just the one that was trying to get him to say like, hey, he's ready because they were just desperate. I mean, if you looked at it, they looked desperate. They needed any type of help.
On defense, on defense, they needed help. Yeah,
shit, on offense too.
They lost the whole series by 18 points. They lost 4 games by 18, like a total of 18 points. So they're
But the best player in the world went over 10 in game 3, though. or game 2, regardless. I'm just saying, like it was a terrible it was a terrible shooting for somebody of his caliber, in my opinion.
Oh no, KD definitely had bad games, but I don't think Simmons was going to fix the offense. But he could have fixed the defense, I think.
He maybe, but I don't know. I just felt like until Simmons is able to get this mental block out of his head of with the free throws and the media, it's gonna be tough for him to come back, and it's gonna be. I don't know. I'm not saying that we might have seen the last of Ben Simmons, but he, like you said, he got to get rid of those demons, and I really don't know. I just can't say like Nico said, you can't really be in somebody's shoes unless you actually there. But at the end of the day, I mean, bro, you kind of did just finesse the whole NBA by getting paid and sat out like a whole 2 years for real. That's just real.
So yeah, he sat out his whole freshman year too. His first year in the league, he sat out the whole year. Came back and won Rookie of the Year. I think he still has a ton of potential, but obviously, I mean, just physically. But we talked about this with the whole Will Smith thing, right? It's like, talking about his wife. Like, you can't say I don't want to be criticized, but then keep putting yourself in public eye. Like, you want to date a Kardashian, but you don't want to be in the public eye. You know what I mean? You want to do all these things. Like, you are putting yourself out there more than necessary if that's the case. Like, if you can't handle these things, which, by the way, I don't watch that show, but those ladies can handle all the criticism. They've heard whatever any NBA player has heard, those ladies have heard 20 times worse, and somehow they're still doing that show. So kudos to them, but whatever. But like,
entertainment, I guess, man. I still don't see how that show is still on this day.
I agree, but they got tough skin, so I'll give them
20 season.
I'll give them that. They got tough skin. But yeah, so I mean, you keep asking for this attention, but only want the good attention, and it's like that's not a real world. You don't live in the real world if you only want good attention, but you want all the attention. Like, and so it's never going to happen for him if that's the case. But there's something about going to work and having, like, I agree, you got to take some time off. If an extended period of time, taking an extended period of time, but at some point, having a schedule and going to work is good for you. It's good for you, having a purpose. And so, like, it's good for your mental health. So I'm a little surprised he didn't just try to get back a little bit, in that sense, just to get back into a rhythm of something. So, maybe for him, maybe he doesn't want to play basketball. I don't know.
Yeah, very true.
Get well, Ben. Get well, sir.
Yeah, hopefully he, like I said, get them demons under control, so he can play. Because, I mean,
or just go live his best life, whatever that is. But, like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, don't make it harder on yourself.
Right, make a decision and stick with it.